Good morning and welcome to Law Talks here on 4CRB. Well, artificial intelligence is changing the way we do almost everything from writing emails to planning holidays. But can AI safely prepare something as important as your will or enduring power of attorney? With online tools and chatbots becoming increasingly popular, many people are wondering whether they can save money by generating legal documents themselves. To discuss the risks and limitations of AI when it comes to estate planning, we're joined by estate planning lawyer Leigh Steyn from Attwood Marshall Lawyers. Good morning, Leigh. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Robyn.
Well, AI is everywhere right now, but should people be using it to write their will?
This is a great topic to discuss because AI, it can be useful for general information and basic tasks, and a lot of people have been using them for that, but people should really not be relying on it to write their wills. A will, it's not just a letter saying who gets what. It's actually a legal document that needs to be clear and precise on your wishes after you've passed. So it can't be ambiguous and it must be executed in a very specific way. So if you get it wrong, it will have a huge impact on your assets and your family after your death.
And can you share what the biggest risks are of relying on AI for estate planning?
So what we've found is that AI tools like ChatGPT, they work by analyzing vast amounts of information and predicting the most likely response to the questions you ask.
Okay.
So they sound very confident and they produce these polished answers, but they do not truly understand your personal circumstances. So the first risk is that the quality of the answer depends on the information you provide. If you ask the wrong question or leave out important details, the response may be incomplete or misleading. So even when the question is well framed, AI can make mistakes. They could actually invent facts or just rely on outdated legal information. So estate planning, it's not about writing a will. The real value lies in the advice behind it, identifying the risks, understanding family dynamics, and just putting the right legal structures into place. So remember, like systems like ChatGPT can try to answer the questions you ask it, but lawyers and estate planners like myself will be asking you the questions you didn't even consider.
Yeah, it's more about getting the right advice, isn't it, than just penning a document?
Yeah.
So how can incorrect or outdated legal information create serious problems?
Succession law is complex and it also varies from state to state. So understanding things like who is entitled to make a claim on your estate can be a significant factor you should consider when doing your estate plan. And this can also vary from example if you're in Queensland versus New South Wales. So if you are relying on what a chatbot tells you the law is without validating when it was just updated, if it is state specific or if in fact is real and not even you hallucinating, which has happened, you can just get caught out. So we want to prevent that.
And what are some other aspects of estate planning people should understand before assuming AI can do the task they require?
So estate planning, what it does is we take into consideration your wishes, your family circumstances, your assets, how they are owned, that sort of thing. If you have a complex family dynamic, life events are evolving, or there's estrangement in the family or informal dependence, perhaps even testamentary capacity is fluctuating, AI won't pick up these nuances.
No.
And it will only pick up the prompt you give it. So the process of estate planning is about getting to know you and crafting a plan that aims to achieve your goals. There's just no such thing as a template for this or an off-the-shelf product that will suit every scenario. Estate plans just need to be tailored for you, specifically you and your family. So throughout the process, something that we often identify is that how someone owns their assets does not allow them to leave those assets to beneficiaries in the way we hope to. So estate planning can involve changing how assets are owned, which people don't realize. And then lawyers, what we do, we consider the asset structure as part of the plan as well. Whereas AI, they won't know what questions to ask you to get the correct structure. And if you're saying, I want to leave XX to my daughter, but you technically don't even own that asset solely, then the gift will fail after you pass away, despite writing it in your will. So at the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know, which is why it is just so important to go through that fact-finding process with a lawyer to uncover anything that may put your estate at risk and plan accordingly.
Okay. And what family situations are too complex for AI to properly understand? I don't think anyone's situation is straightforward.
No, I was going to say all of them, Robyn. So we often hear comment from people saying, oh, I only need a simple will, or my situation is very straightforward. And no one's ever is. So it's time and time again that it is not the case. Every family is unique, every estate is unique, and all these factors must be considered. Like I say, again, AI simply can't make that assessment accurately.
No. And let's talk more about some of the issues you see when people do try to create their own wills. One of them we have mentioned before is poorly drafted clauses. How can poorly drafted clauses lead to disputes or invalidate a will? And can you give us an example of when this has played out in real life?
Yeah, so absolutely. There's a Queensland case that involved a will where the deceased left his house property in Mount Tambourine, so it's local, to his brother. And yeah, that sounds clear enough, but the property was actually made up of two adjoining lots. So one with the house and the other one had the gardens that formed part of the whole property.
Right.
So what happened is that the family had to go to court to ask, when he said my house property, did he mean one block or both? And then the judgment ultimately decided he meant both. So the beneficiary received both. But the difference is that if he didn't receive both, then the second block would have landed into his residue of his estate, which would have gone somewhere else. So this example demonstrates how easy it can be to misinterpret a will. So just a simple phrase like my house property can become uncertain and cost your estate money and lead to disputes between loved ones who just don't know what your intentions are once you've passed.
Okay, and what about execution of the document? What mistakes do you see people making when they try to prepare documents themselves?
So execution issues are a big one when talking about any type of online product, even online wills that are designed and marketed as fit for purpose. If you don't sign or witness or date the document in a correct way, even simply missing a page to sign or forgetting to have it witnessed by eligible witnesses, the document may be invalidated. So a simple oversight means the will is not worth the paper it's printed on.
So before we finish up today, Leigh, now we know AI and tools like ChatGPT really shouldn't be used for getting legal advice or drafting documents. But there are some benefits to these tools that many people are taking advantage of. What do you use AI for as it continues to sneak its way into everyday life?
Look, I don't say AI isn't a good thing. I mean, just last week I used it to do a grocery list for myself. So I wanted to try save on a bit of money, and I put into ChatGPT to do a simple meal plan, which included school lunch boxes, and then asked it to give me the shopping list and specify if Coles or Woolworths were cheaper. And it was
you really did drill down.
No, I really went down, and it was fantastic. It gave me it was a big time saver, and it gave me a good insight. And I've also got friends that have used it to redecorate their homes.
Oh, wow.
They put a picture into AI and it pops out a beautiful front door or whatever it is. So I think you can use it for almost anything, just not legal documents.
Yeah. I was going to say there is a big difference between a shopping list and And a will.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Leigh, thanks for these really important insights there, especially as AI tools become more common in everyday decision making. It is clear that while AI might be helpful for general information, when it comes to something legally significant like a will or estate planning documents, getting proper tailored advice from qualified lawyers is still essential. Thanks for joining us today, Leigh.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Robyn.
You've been listening to Law Talks here on 4CRB, which you can hear every Friday morning from 9 o'clock.